All right, cool. I'm going to show you how to create with the Figma MCP, multiple different design versions. Have Claude write out all of its design rationale for why it thinks that design best meets your brief, and have it all sent to Figma so that you can review it all and see all of the different design styles, all of your rationale, etc. And so, very, very beginning, literally open Claude and say, I want to build with the Figma MCP. That's it. I included the link to the documentation, though I'm kind of convinced it'd probably work without it. But so take the link, drop it in, go team. That's it. You'll be able to set it up. There's two different versions. There's the desktop and the browser. I set up to the browser. That way I don't have to have Figma actually open to be using it. And it was simpler. So I did that. The way I work with the Figma MCP, at least so far, there's two different approaches. I'm just going to get into one side of it, which is I will chat with Claude Code and I will describe what I want. And then I say, hey, can you please give me multiple variations and send this to Figma? And so when you do that, what'll happen is it'll create multiple versions and it'll send it to, right, A, B, C. Great. That's all right, but something that always frustrated me with design files when you open them is like a bunch of screens. There's no rationale, no thinking behind it. It was very frustrating. And so we'd set out standards and say, this is exactly how I want to have it. And so I was playing around for a little bit. And I said, wait a second, I'm just going to show Claude what I want. And so I wrote justification. Why do I want this to be built this way? And then just wrote out, okay, I want the user flow title. I want the status. So where are we within the design process? I want the date. Give me the description, the goal for the user flow, what the user is trying to achieve, what the persona. Give me the steps number of, right? Give me a title, desktop, mobile versions, because I want you to always be building fully responsive. Awesome. And so when it finishes building, it'll then launch your browser with the new designs and take screenshots of each of them. Oh, this is great. And send it to the Figma file. And so I'll go to that in a second. And when you just get very clear on what you want, it'll give exactly what you want. So this is one of the examples. I would use this normally like user flows. And so here it said, okay, I'm only building with mobile, so I'll just use it. And it gave a description, basic different styles. And then I said, I want you to give me a bunch of versions that are a little more wild. Then I liked this style, kind of like the Totem fashion brand, something a little bit more, right? So actually here, for high-end designs, design explorations, pushing the Chronicle screens into a premium distinctive territory. References, Totem, Poolside FM, fashion brands, and scrapbook aesthetic. Cool, right? I liked this one. I just said, hey, I like it. Give me more concepts. I then asked it to give me the other screens. So screen 1 of 3, or was this the states? Yeah. So I wanted it to give me some of those different screens. And then I asked for it to give me all of the different design states. Let's see if that's no memories yet. Only one memory, multiple, listening. This timed out. So it'll probably delete this memory. Awesome. Edit. Timed out. It'll probably see that it timed out. Right. It could also be I set multiple things to happen all at once. I asked it to not just make different versions, but give me every variant at the same time. And so that might have caused a little trouble. But you can see here, you get very clear on exactly what you want, and it does it exactly how you want. Then you can actually go to the designs, take a look at them. They're not always built in auto layout, but they end up being fairly clean. Not every layer, right, is cleaned up. Container. But considering like just getting quick concepts and ideas, this almost is a little better than me just working just in a tool like any of them. This is the workflow I like. Replit is great because I can send it immediately, have people using it. Yeah, that ran it again. And now it's giving me all the different states. So no memories, your Chronicle. And so rather than showing any of the actual projects I'm doing, I just took this from an essay I wrote. So this is something I explored, gave it the essay, described a little bit of what I wanted, and then fired it up before I started recording. Now, this is all running autonomously because I don't think I'm rambling here a little bit. I'm running this with dangerously skip permissions. If you do that, make sure that you have your computer backed up first or run it in a virtual environment. I have a virtual environment running and my computer backed up because I don't want Claude to accidentally make a command and my stuff is gone. So it's just, things can happen. Anyhow, but let's actually go into some of the design documentation. Empty states as an invitation, not an error, right? Your chronicle starts with a single moment framed to emptiness as potential, not absence. The mic icon and the dash circle and the CTA button to create a clear path forward. This is likely the first screen a user sees after onboarding to it. Cool. Design rationale, celebrating your first moment, your first entry. Cool. Design rationale, activity, highlight backgrounds. Yep. Cool. Inline editing, dimming surroundings, other opacity. Awesome. Awesome. And so I've used this also for fully responsive web applications using APIs to bring in different sources of information and being able to generate fully interactive prototypes where I can see live data coming in and showing as an overlay, having basic animations, all of that working. And then I bring it in, and when it's in Figma, it's not animating and stuff, but it's pretty great. That's essentially it. Let me just check if I've covered my boxes here. Workflow, yeah. Setup, define how you want it to show you the information. Then give it the link and say, show me information like this, and add any explainers that you need. And I just label it explainers for the LLM. When I go to build, I don't use the MCP server. I'm still experimenting with this. I've run into some trouble with just inconsistency, but I export it as screenshots and I add them to GitHub tickets. But I actually have all of the tickets and all of the acceptance criteria and all of the contracts that the LLM needs to fulfill. All of those are written by Claude Code, and I've been able to build a lot, and very, very consistently. And so I hope this is helpful. I'll clarify any questions you have. Let me know. And hopefully this isn't too long. I think I want to build this application. This looks fun. The MCP can actually do a lot. I've had it do whole user flows. I've had it take meeting notes and map them out, mix results. But this is the one use case that I really like. Okay, that's cool. Error response. Role B. Let's see what's running in the background. Start local server to complete exit code 0. Okay, yeah, so it's seeing the issue. Anyhow, this is what I like. If you have any questions, let me know. But that's that.